Citizen Television.
And welcome to the Planetary Persuader for this week, which is beginning with Friday, May 30th. Friday, May 28th. And so how do we get to the root of things? Well, we look below the tip of the iceberg. We look at origins. We look at the reasons why somebody might have done something. Not just, oh, they just did something, so we therefore. Well, if you don't know the why, your surfacey judgment's going to not pan out. And the thing about Mula or any of the other Ketu ruled nakshatras, whether we're talking about Maga or Ashwini, it's that, there is a purpose to heal us, to fulfill, and to make whole things that were left off in the past. And so Mula is healer, working with roots, working with healing herbs. And the calamity shows that we need healing. It shows that we need something bigger and deeper in our life. So if you're up early today, or you're seeing this, or you're remembering what happened early Friday morning and you're watching this later, it's like, yeah, we need more healing in our life, and we're grateful for that. But, today's a Venus-ruled day, and certainly by later on today, probably most of the day, the moon's going to be in a lunar mansion known as Purvashada. Purvashada is ruled by Venus. Purvashada's ruling deity is Apis. Apis is a water god, so somewhere around the world there's going to be some rain today, for sure, someplace. It rules travel by water, so if you're going kayaking or in a boat ride or a cruise, that's a Purvashada thing. And because it's Sagittarius, it's Jupiter ruled, and so in the Mula part we see enhanced spirituality with that Jupiter. And with the middle part, Purva Ashada, we're seeing both Venus and Jupiter influence. So it's like good fortune all around. It's just like there's blessings, there's victory. One of the symbols for Purva Ashada is the winnowing basket, getting rid of the sharp husk of grains around the rice. Another one is the fan. Fan is an act of aggression on heat, and like in India, it was actually the Purvashada moon was considered a good moon to start a battle, because it was going to assure victory, because both Venus and Jupiter help assure victories for us. Well, okay, there's my little story about this moon. Now in Western astrology it gets kind of boring. It's like, call it moon in Capricorn. No, it's not in the constellation of Capricorn. If you're looking at constellations, you're going to see it in Sagittarius. And for those of you who are novices to astrology, I get this, all Capricorns are like this, Oh my God, please don't go there. For one thing, every one of you has got every sign in the zodiac in your chart. You may not have a planet there, but sure enough, there will be planets transiting in through Capricorn like there are right now. Okay. So, with that said, we are going to just turn the focus to Aries and begin with your horoscope. So, greetings Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So the news is we've got Mercury on the retrograde path. Now what happens when a planet's in a retrograde? It means that the planet's actually slowing down its station. It's actually coming closer to the Earth. It doesn't really slow down, but it looks like it is. Almost looks like it's going backwards. Like when you're in a car and you're passing a fence and it just looks like, oh my God, the fence is going backwards. It's still standing still. But because of the motion, there's just sort of this thing. So what's Mercury about? Well, Mercury's about consciousness. Mercury is about the deeper thinking. And when it comes closer, we have to slow down our thinking. And if we don't slow down our thinking and we start thinking too quick and erratically, oh, we regret what we did, what we said, how it was made. There's the Mercury retrograde story. I mean, Mercury's pretty strong being in Gemini right now. And people are wondering, when does Mercury go retrograde? Or when did it? Well, it's going retrograde actually tomorrow, Saturday, at 3:34 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So, you know, if you're watching this on a Friday, you still got a chance to do stuff. You can still buy that laptop before you have to return it, or that new cell phone, that piece of technology, the car, whatever. Especially smart cars, you know. Smart cars. You haven't made your payment, we're turning it off. You know, it's like, oh boy. So yeah, be careful what you get into. We're in a land of entrapment these days. Everybody's got something to hurt anybody, potentially, you know, if you're not playing their game. And some of the games they want you to play might cost you your life, but they don't care about you. You're not one of those, you know, elitists of them, you know, one of their good buddies with all kinds of resources and stuff. So, and if you are, hey, thanks for watching the show. Don't be shy about making a donation to the Planetary Persuader. I would love it. It would help, and my grandchildren would thank you for it. Anyhow, greetings Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, with you, beyond Mercury retrograde and having Venus is also still in the sign of Gemini in Western astrology, but I mean, it's going into Cancer later on this week, so we're going to get a respite from that being in our head and just being kind of flaky, airy-fairy, flirty in relationships to something that has more deep feeling. And Mars is there, so you know, Venus moves a little quicker than Mars. Have you ever noticed, like, during that most relationships breakups are initiated by the women, and most women, from what I've observed, get back in a new relationship quicker than most men, except for when the guys are old and there's way more women than men, and then that's a whole different story. Then that's, you know, that's, if you can hang on, guys, that's when, you know, the justification comes. But you know, if you're between like 15 and 35 or something, forget it. You know. It's all about the women and the eye candy that they possess. You are nothing in that game. And then, you know, once you turn 36, things start to gradually change in those departments, you know, depending. But it's a, you know, there's a variety of different things, and generalizations seldom make any complete sense. You know, you will always be able to find, well, this doesn't match this, and like, you know, and that kind of thinking, actually, I applaud, because it's important, you know, to spot the differences. So Aries, spot the differences this week. Don't pick any fights. Mars is in Cancer. Mars is debilitated. It's not going to do you right, you know. So that's the basic. And I know Aries loves to fight, you know. I mean, you know, I saw this one post, people, Venus and Aries, it's not, you know, tell me it's not selfish and da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, oh boy, it's like you just kind of opened yourself up, and you're willing to fight for a lie because you love fighting so much. Let me tell you, you're very employable. That's the good news. Greetings, Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Taurus really doesn't like to fight that much. You know, Taurus is all about self-preservation. It's key phrases I have. They really like to take it easy. You know, just kind of, for the most part, loaf around in, you know, the flowers and the green meadows, and, you know, graze on the grass, and then graze on it again, you know, as the four stomachs spring up the cud, and things get digested rather slowly. However, there are motivational factors like food and money, and love and security, and these are things that Taurians tend to gravitate towards. Well, it's no longer Taurus time, it's Gemini time. So Sun is moving through your second house. This is all about your values. This is your family. This is your throat. This is your mouth. This is lower face. So maybe getting dental work. Maybe needing a good neck massage. Or, you know, overcoming some kind of sore throat. You might need some andrographis or something. Oh my God! It could be the Rona! Don't you just love it? I was watching Sadhguru the other day, and he says, let me tell you about the Coronal Virus. Because of social media and what he's doing, it's like a big, gigantic wrecking ball coming at the whole world. No, I mean, I know people who've had it. It's not a joke. Most people don't get it seriously. And that's the good news. But you can. You can get it back. And there's other diseases you can get too. But you know what? They haven't got into the narrative, you know. It's not creating a warm fuzzy for big business and our politicians. So you're not going to hear about those ones, okay? But when it does, don't worry. It'll be there to get you on the edge of your seat and have you in a full-on panic. So Taurus, with Venus in Gemini moving into Cancer this week, so Venus is moving out of the second house and those concerns about money and love security to a place where, like, well, it's more of an open market there in the third house. It's a whole neighborhood, and it's working with your hands, and it's communicating with other people, and so there's going to be some joy brought with this, even with Mercury retrograde, because it's retrograding in your second house. Just, you know, you like being quiet, and that'll be good. It'll work out for you. Okay. Now we move it over to Gemini. Oh, so much action! So much action in Gemini today. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, we've got the Sun in Gemini. We've got the North Node in Gemini. We've got Mercury in Gemini, and we've got Venus in Gemini. So what do I like about saying North Node in Gemini? Well, I mean, Rahu, that's what they call it in the Sanskrit, you know, in the Hindi way of putting it. I mean, it's a desire that has no bottom. I mean, Western astrologers put it in a different way. One thing I think both Western and Vedic astrologers would agree on about Rahu is that we're trying to make up for our past life karma here in some way and balance things out. It is not always easy. One thing is, like, Rahu, you know, Vasuki, the demon that got cut in half, you know, the demon snake. This is the myth of the North and South Node. You know, he wore a disguise in order to get the blessing of immortality from the planets. So, I mean, so Gemini, I mean, don't you love wearing a costume? Don't you love taking on another personality? Wouldn't you, you know, like, I mean, I live in a place that's sort of like my town where I live, I guess in the United States political spectrum would be called purple for the most part, surrounded by red state, you know. The interior of Northern California is kind of like a more oppressive Oklahoma. Only they've been at it for a little longer. You know, but if I dress up in a nice cowboy outfit and go to a bar or something and red bluff, hey, how you doing, fella? Yeah, looking good today. I like it. You know, it's kind of like that. You know, everything's good. So it's like, that's what I'd say, Gemini, you need to learn how to wear your costume, you know, or if I go as a Westerner to New York City and, you know, I say, hey, I want a glass of orange juice and a cup of coffee. You know, it sounds just like a little bit better. I mean, I know that wasn't so good. It's been a long time, but, you know. You can do something like that. Of course, you know, imitations in today's era of extreme sensitivity, it's not politically correct. You're making fun of people that are not you every time you do that. So please don't. Like today I was trying to talk like Michael Jackson. You know, of course post-hormonal changes. My God, he's not interesting before that. Well, he's just a great, talented boy, but all right. Please, people, don't wear more than one glove at once. All right. Greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Big changes for you this week. So, I mean, maybe in one way, I feel like the lockdown has affected Cancer probably worse than any sign in the zodiac. And my reason for this is just that, you know, Capricorn can do things extremely unemotionally just for the utilitarian value. And without that awareness that Cancer has, like, hey, this is affecting my family. This is affecting my own personal business, our way of life, and you're messing with what's been working for us. So, you know, Cancer, I really believe, took a lot of hits in the last month, but I've got some good news. You know, I know this isn't going to last forever, for one thing, and I also know that Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be good days with the Moon in Pisces, and that Venus, especially Wednesday morning at 6:19 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, goes into Cancer. So after Wednesday, what day is that? Yeah, after Wednesday the 2nd, you know, you got it going on. You know, strut your stuff. Say to yourself, how beautiful I am today. I am beautiful! Alright, okay, so here's the warning sign. I mean, I know, there was the good news. I know, and you've got all this drive with Mars in your first house, but yeah, I know. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be good. But here's the other thing. The Sun and all these planets are in your 12th house. And this is a house of loss. And so you put that, with most of you being sidereal Geminis who are Cancer anyhow, and Venus going retrograde there, I just say lay low for the next 3 weeks. And then the real blessings will come to you. But, you know, just moderate, you know, pay attention to your spiritual life. Get out in the wilderness, you know, get away from the crowds. Maybe some kind of spiritual retreat is fine. But this isn't like the break new boundaries time right now. It's like, hey, chill out. You know. Okay, so we go over to the wonderful land of Leo. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. Glad you're here. Glad you've made it through. What's the weekend looking like? Well, weekend, for the most part, is Moon in, oh boy, it's in Capricorn. And so that's your 6th house. So it's like you might be doing work around the house. I mean, I wouldn't push it too much. Sunday looks like a better day for you. It's a little bit more romantic expression because the Moon will be in Aquarius then in your 7th house, so that'll be a little more negotiable. Outside of, like, you know, one of your exes, you know, throwing into your court for something, for alimony or palimony or something. But beyond that, so where do you come up with this stuff? It's like, I think, you know, your social life is opening up, and people are getting more confident to go out there and socialize. Some are more confident to socialize because they've got the shot. Some are more confident to socialize because they haven't got the shot. You know, it doesn't really matter. What happens is, in most cases of most viruses, they die completely between 18 to 22 months. We've passed the 18-month mark here in the good old US of A. Hi. So, hopefully it continues, but we know there's dangerous variants going on in Brazil and India, Nepal, and, you know, I'm so sorry about all this sadness. Was there ever a time the world was just a happy place? No. It's always, and it always has been a happy place. It's when you're happy, everything's happy. That's all it takes. So, if you can do something to make yourself happy, be in the moment. Live life, you know. Live life and prosper. All right. Let's talk Virgo talk here, folks. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. We need you, Virgo. This is your time. We can't, like, be pussyfooting around. We need all those natural cures and things that help alleviate things. And not every single thing gets won out in a lab against nature, you know. And Virgo is probably the first one to identify that. I mean, think of how many man-made things were cool, like dams, you know, for instance. But dams are now filling up with silt. And endangered fish that need to go up ladders to breed and stuff and spawn can't do it unless there is a special fish ladder for them to go up. And so we're making mistakes along the way, even though we're doing cool stuff with technology. Whatever's going on now for you and your health, no difference, baby. Yeah. Oh, well, they're trustworthy companies have just been sued before, and, well, no, you can't sue them anymore, and that makes them more trustworthy. It does. You mean you're getting in contract with somebody who won't, if something goes wrong, they won't back you up and cure it? It's all your fault that you actually, yeah, it's your fault you took what they gave you, and now it's your fault that you're sick from taking what they gave you, and there's no recourse. That just makes lots of sense to me, doesn't it? I mean, if you're the company, it makes great sense. So make sure you're you're not on the receiving end. Make sure you're on the selling end. Otherwise, you're going to get it in the rear end, Virgo. So this is where you do your work. This is where you do your business. This is where you come on as smart or idiotic, and that's okay. I think people need more humor and less judgment. That's what I'm thinking. Now we're going to go to, yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is Mercury retrograde this week. You know, just stay chill. Don't make any quick decisions. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. What does this mean for you? Well, what this means for you is we've got Venus moving into Cancer this week. Venus in Cancer, that's your midheaven. So, I mean, a lot of your beautifying touches and abilities are going to be seen by the public this week. So, you're going to be actually doing really good work as a result of that. Now, Gemini is a friend sign to Libra. We all know that. Occupies your ninth house. Ninth house is about higher education. It's about foreign travel. It's about good fortune. It's about multiple cultures. It's about getting higher educational degrees. It's helping the poor and doing benefic things to help other people, to elevate them. It's also symbolic about your father, your relationship to your father, and also your relationship to your teachers and leaders. So pay special attention to that this week. And moving on, we go over to Scorpio. Well, greetings, Scorpio. Besides being the sign that people love to hate and having the highest highs and lows in the zodiac, you're also the sign people love to love because you do that thing so well. And let's see. You need a drink of water for a water sign. So Mars moving into Cancer is going to open up more opportunities, you know, moving through Cancer for travel for you. Venus moving into Cancer could mean like a long distance love relationship. It could also mean, you know, doing like what Ry Cooder or Paul Simon did, was taking other cultures and mixing that in with your style of music, you know, or your style of art. That is, you know, that's the gift that's going on right now. It's a gift that keeps giving, and I think more good things are going to happen for you. Of course, you know, Pluto in Capricorn in the 3rd house. You know, you just have to accept the changes that happen to your friends, and they're opinionated, and and we're all hoping, you know, if we fall, that we land on a soft place and not a bunch of jagged rocks or broken glass or something. You know, that's the deal. And for Scorpio, Gemini's a lot like you. It's 8th house, so there's a lot of transformation, and there's things that might not be in your control. So be forewarned about that. Otherwise, you know, now that Jupiter's in your 5th house, I think you're going through an incredibly creative and imaginative explosion. Okay. All right. Sagittarius. Gotcha. Yeah. What are we going to do for you this week? Well, we have to move pretty quick here. Jupiter in the 4th house. Learning to find contentment from within. Gemini, your partnership sign. We've had Venus there, Mercury there. Mars is in the 8th house. So things are kind of intense in the love area. You know, you're getting kind of revved up and excited about life and about love right now, and about all these new potentials that are forming. And you know, and you've got your eye a little bit on your pocketbook, how to make money, and yeah, you regret you didn't buy Bitcoin or whatever. I mean, it's all just, all this stuff is basically imaginary. The values we put on money are really imaginary. It's just that people agree on them. So think what's really more powerful than the money is the agreements we make. So work on being agreeable, make some good contracts, get a lot of laughs. Don't sign any contracts now. Wait till Mercury goes direct. All right. That's all. That was all. Now I'm going to speak to that there Capricorn. So, I mean, you were really kind of like the star of the show the last year and a half with Saturn and Capricorn. And the thing is that moving with caution isn't bad. But one thing that Saturn rules is justice. And there's been a lot of injustice economically during the lockdown and during people's lives. And you have some money and you have some resources right now, and you can do better with them. Your communication is expanding. I think since Gemini rules your 6th house, you really need to look at your health. Do things to help you. Like, what do we do to cool ourselves down in the summer months? Well, drinking hibiscus, chamomile, and peppermint tea, like as an iced tea, is a great remedy for that. You know, and just keeping yourself on the chill zone. You know, swimming, a cold bath, hanging out in shade, being in nature, and getting in the water. And those are the things right now for you. Eating lots of fruit and vegetables, eating raw, you know, that's what's going to help you with your health, and resting when you need to rest. You know, you've got a lot of work in front of you, uncles and aunts, small pets, all those type of things. You know, just relax, it's going to get better. Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Yes, I'm so glad to have you back. And Saturn in the 1st house always slows everything down. You're no longer worried about Jupiter so much. So right now, you know, Jupiter's blessing you with more financial blessings than you've had in a while. So the floodgates are opening. Maybe you got your tax return. Maybe there's a promise of a bonus for you at work because you've done a really good job. You're just being as conscientious as you possibly can. Putting on the best version, the best face of yourself. And Gemini is a friend sign to Aquarius. Gemini rules your 5th house, a house of children, and the house of creative expression and education that's fun, that we do for the love of it, and how you express yourself. All of this is coming out in a much more bold way this week, and I know you're going to have fun with it. And that's really all I need to tell you, other than, you know, this Capricorn stuff that's been, you know, looming like Pluto in the 12th house is just like respect, you know, respect for things you don't understand rather than making fun of them just to feel like you're so smart and you know it all. All right, so greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. I mean, as we're wrapping this thing up, Jupiter in the 1st house, first of all, is giving you major blessings. When you combine it with Neptune being there, there's spiritual vision and faith. And we really need to return to the spirit and be less concerned with all this material BS. I mean, besides cleaning up the planet, because that is where we live, folks. And actually, whenever we clean up our house, our rooms, ourselves, it actually helps the spirit. So we're, you know, we're doing devotion, you know, and devotion is going to lift us up. Now, well, you know, for Gemini, for Pisces, is about the home. It's about a mother, your relationship to your mom, your relationship to your ancestors, your relationship to fixed assets, real estate, your history, your ethnic history, you know, what happened to your ancestors. Honor your ancestors this week. And this is going to move you forward to a place you've never been to before. We're in between eclipses right now, folks, and nothing is certain. And I just want you to survive this eclipse and this time period with flying colors. Thank you for being with me. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, love your comments, keep them coming. KozMcKev with the Planetary Persuader. I am out.